Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's session of our first virtual Making Sense of Finance event. If you've participated in our events in person in the past, thank you for joining us virtually. For those who haven't joined us in person, we're thrilled to have you here tonight. Like the rest of the world, we do look forward to being able to do these in-person events again soon, but we're so grateful to be able to do these sessions online for 2021. Just a couple of housekeeping things. We are recording these sessions, so please remain muted throughout the presentation. At the end of the session, you're welcome to ask questions. You can also place them in the chat box and Dave will answer them at the end. I would like to introduce you to our esteemed Dave Shallcross, who's going to be presenting to you today about veteran targeted scams from the Attorney General's office. Dave's going to do a great job, so I'm not going to keep talking. I'll turn it over to Dave.
Well, thank you, Katrina, and welcome to the program. Again, I am Dave Shallcross with the Pennsylvania Office of the Attorney General in our Public Engagement Office. I am not an attorney. Nothing I say today is to be considered as legal advice. We're here to provide you with some resources, tips, and basic information to help better protect our veterans and the wonderful men and women serving our great nation in our military. On behalf of our Attorney General, Josh Shapiro, welcome. Now, if I can share my screen, I'm going to put some slides up for everybody. And let's see. That doesn't seem to be working. Give me one moment here. We're going to make sure that we are ready with slides. I had them sitting there in the background. Yep, this is always the way things go, right?
It certainly is, especially this evening.
Well, it just gives us more time to spend together, so it's always a good thing. Okay. And there they are.
Fantastic, Dave. Thank you.
So as we go through the program, you're going to understand some of the concepts of fraud and scams and what the criminals are going to do to try to then take advantage of your personal and financial information. Theft and fraud are something that we are all subject to, but I think it's extremely terrible when we find out that one of our brave veterans or serving actively military personnel have been taken advantage of by these people. So tonight we want to give you that information to help better protect you and give you a better understanding of what exactly to look out for. Pennsylvania is ranked 8th in the highest across the nation in the number of veterans, right? Over 320,000 veterans proudly living here in the Commonwealth. Veterans are twice as likely to be targeted by scammers than non-veterans. You're actually picked out as a potential target twice as likely as other people. And approximately 80% of our veterans report receiving a scam attempt seeking to take advantage of their military service and information. The IRS and tax reduction scams. The IRS scam's been around a long time, right? I think we've all heard a little bit about this, but it has a different twist when they're targeting a veteran or military personnel. They're going to contact you and they're going to advise you that there's someone in an official capacity with the IRS. First off, don't give out personal information to an incoming caller. We don't know who's on the other end of that line. Even if you have caller ID, you can't trust it. They might put on the caller ID IRS or Washington, D.C. to give that impression that it is an official call, but it's not. It's any scammer in any basement with a laptop or a smartphone or a tablet. These apps allow you to change that information pretty readily. They're going to advise you that they're calling because there's some potential information for a break on your taxes because of your military service, either past or present. Or they're going to tell you that this is going to go against your military record, that you have an outstanding amount due that you haven't paid, and you're in violation, and you may be arrested or face additional penalties and fines. These are all just attempts to get you to part with your information and your money. Protect your name, your date of birth, your social security number, and of course, your military identification numbers. We don't want to release anything to someone we don't know. And the IRS will never call you like that and ask for that information to begin with. You know, they're not going to contact you by telephone, or will they contact you through a third party like a collection service, unless you've received 3 legal mailers coming from the agency directly. So you're going to get 3 letters prior to anyone calling you on behalf of the IRS. Veteran Administration disability payout scams, right? Now, this is really terrible. You're already in service to the country. You've been injured. You have a disability. You're struggling. You need help. And here's someone trying to take more from you. It's disgusting. But these quick money schemes are there to reduce the actual amount of the award that you would have received over time. They're going to then take from you as if they're trying to help you. It's a false sense of security. It includes high finance fees and interest rates that are through the roof, even as high as 47% we've seen in some of these cases. If you have any questions about your disability payouts, contact the Veterans Administration directly and get those questions answered by a professional. These con artists will often immediately call you up and tell you there's some large sum of money that could be bestowed upon you. And all you need to do is give them out the information that they're asking for, and they're going to find money that's going to end up in your wallet. Well, it's not. This is not the commercial what's in your wallet. It's going to be who's reaching into your wallet and stealing from you. Make sure you protect your payouts and your disability fund by contacting the authorities directly and inquiring about these offers. Pension poaching. Scammers are trying to gain access to your benefits, your financial worth, and your life savings. These identity theft scammers will target you, your spouse, your family, and even the family of deceased veterans. Contact the VA. I know I've said that 100 times, right? But they will help you for free. There is no service charges. There's no fees. They will speak with you and tell you what you're entitled to and how they can increase those entitlements if there's a possibility of doing so. Watch out for the financial advisor buyout offer, right? They might contact you and offer a buyout. We're going to buy your pension benefits. That way you get a lump sum of money now, and instead of all these slow monthly payments, you don't have to wait for your money. There's television commercials that reflect that as well. Again, you can't trust someone who's approaching you. This is an unsolicited offer. I'd be very, very cautious. Contact the Veterans Administration Office of General Counsel for any legal advice requiring information about pensions and what your opportunities are. Veterans Affairs have people that will counsel you free of charge. And that includes our home loans, right? Veteran Administration home loans. If you didn't initiate the contact, you just heard me say that earlier, right? With the Veterans Administration about that home loan, and suddenly receive a phone call, an email, or a text, or any social media contact, look out. This is where the scammers love to operate. That's their world. They want to be on the phone, online, and they want to get a hold of you immediately and start offering you these wonderful deals, And again, verify all loan information directly with the VA. We want to understand that you are a proud member of this nation and you've served proudly. We want to make sure that you're taken care of. So do not trust anyone contacting you. I often say, if you didn't initiate the call, there's no sense of being on the call. When you're looking for information that you can go to those legitimate sources and ask the right questions. Even some of our veterans know that if you have services and you're over 60 years of age, you can go to our area agencies on aging in each county of Pennsylvania, and they can direct you through the proper channels to assist you. Educational benefits. Again, many veterans are eligible. It's through the GI Bill. Those benefits are out there for education, go to a college or university, but make sure that it's an accredited university. Make sure that those credit hours are transferable before making any commitments and making any payments. Again, reach out first, right? This is all about getting the information prior to making a decision, prior to acting. Know who you're dealing with, know what your options are, and know that it's legitimate. Veteran Affairs Office can explain the GI Bill much better than I can. They have people there that are experts, specialists in that information. And as I always say, the large print giveth and the small print taketh away. Read that fine print. The devil is in the details. Many service members will be attending classes at higher education institutions. And again, make sure you know if those credits are transferable, and make sure that you have guidance and assistance before signing up any type of long-term commitments for any of these programs, folks. The military record update. Now, again, here we go. If anyone's contacting you, telling you that they need to update your military record, that should be alarms going off in your head. Your record is standing in the file with the VA and the U.S. military. No one should be calling you saying we need to verify or update any data or information. That needs to be done. Contact the people directly with the numbers you already have. The VA will not call you, email you, text you, or use social media to update a military record. And if you stop and pause to think about it, why would that be out on a public social media platform? Shouldn't be out there. Protect your information. Guard your records closely. If your military record does need to be corrected or updated, contact the Department of Veteran Affairs directly yourself. Know who you're dealing with. And be cautious if you're at like one of the VFWs or American Legions or any of these organizations that support our veterans. If somebody comes in claiming to be a representative of any of these agencies or offices there to assist you, I'd verify their status before I'd speak with them. Now, when we look more commercially, we have the bogus classified ads to be dealing with. It's not bad enough that they're coming after you with direct inquiries, but now they're going to be fishing out there in the big commerce area with classified ads, online ads, promoting ads that are targeting active duty and veterans, asking for help from a brother or sister in arms. My dad, he did his service, Vietnam veteran, came back and then served an additional 22 years in the Air National Guard. So anything my dad receives that's military related, veteran related, he gets a lot of stuff in the mail. And I see that with a lot of our vets. Their kitchen table is full of this type of military themed mailers. These approaches, these appeals, these campaigns that are targeting you because of your military service. Most of them are bogus. There's some really good stuff out there and some really good organizations, but you have to be able to determine which is which. One way to do that is if the deal sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Never send upfront payments. Anyone telling you you need to pay them before you receive a benefit, a product, a gift, or anything else, documents, whatever it might be, that's a red flag right there. Never send checks, gift cards, or any type of codes off of cards, including wire transfers. The wire transfers, the MoneyGram, Western Union type of accounts. These things are just a great way for criminals to get your money and get away before anyone can track it. Very difficult to trace, almost impossible to return. So we're not going to be able to shut it down. We're not going to be able to get your money back. Your money will be gone. If you need to meet with someone, ask to meet at a neutral swap site rather than having the seller come to your home. Do not invite strangers into your home. Don't even let them know your address. My recommendation is get the street address for your local police department. Do not tell the other party that it's a police station. Just tell them the street address. Yeah, we're meeting at, 1021 Mill Creek Road in, whatever city or town it is. And when they pull up and realize they're at the police station, if they're up to no good, they're going to keep on driving, right? So if your business person that you're going to be conducting business with fails to show up and you're at a police station, you were probably about to be scammed. Insist on cash payments and be very, very careful. Let's talk a little bit about these offers for military discounts and free programs. I'm in Bucks County, and my county, and I know a lot of the other counties, have a veterans card program through the county courthouse. That's the way to go. If they have the sticker in the window of that retail store that says we honor the Bucks County Veterans Card, or the York County or Allegheny County, wherever you might be, then you can feel pretty confident that they've been vetted through the county system, through the courthouse, and that you're going to have the proper identification card that matches their program, and you're going to be offered an actual discount. The problem is, you don't know who's out there suggesting that they're offering a discount. And what information do they need to then give you that offer? If they're asking to copy your identification card, no deal. If they're asking to have your driver's license with the veteran logo, if you just have to show it, that's fine. But if they want a copy of it, that's a bad idea because it has personal information on it. Flashing the card, getting approved for the discount because it's in the program, that's great. But anyone asking for any additional information, for asking for account numbers, if they're asking you to pay a small fee up front to be in their program, these are all, again, red flags of warning that you want to go the other direction. And is the discount item, is it real? If it's an offer online, you don't know if you're even going to get the item. Often they'll tell you to sign up for the veterans discount on a plan that you're buying something over the internet, and the item never actually shows up. These scammers will be out there looking and hunting for you on every platform, on every site, social media, the sales sites, you name it. Again, a discount's always nice. People appreciate you and your service. They want to respond by offering you a deal. That's wonderful. Just be sure it's legitimate and do not give out too much information in trade for that deal or that value. And that brings me to charitable donations. Con artists will lie about being a veteran themselves while they're on the line. Hey, we're trying to create some donations here for our veterans in need, for wounded veterans, disabled veterans. This is always great news when we know somebody's out there looking out for us and they're helping you and they're providing for other veterans, our brothers and sisters. We want to support these organizations, but wait. How do you know if it's even legitimate? How do you know if the person on the phone or over the computer is actually with a bona fide charitable organization? Well, here's how you do it. You check with the Pennsylvania Department of State to make sure that organization is registered to be soliciting for charitable funds here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, folks. There's a Department of Charitable Contributions right there in the Pennsylvania Department of State, and they can look up the organization and give you information. Consider giving directly to local veteran organizations in your community where you can stop in and talk with someone, gather information, feel good about what they're doing, and don't be afraid to ask for last year's financial report. What has that organization really done to help veterans last year before you part with your hard-earned dollars? And of course, I had an encounter with a gentleman not too long ago standing outside of a storefront with a table, a bunch of veteran t-shirts on the table, veteran flags and banners hanging up behind him. And he's dressed in some BDUs and boots and a khaki shirt. It was not a uniform, had no patches on it, but he had a bunch of pins as if it was a military-themed outfit, a uniform of sorts. Well, you all know what a real uniform looks like. You know what the real medals are that somebody's earned in service to the country. This guy was very questionable. I asked him directly if he was a veteran. He hesitated, then told me no. I guess he figured I knew what I was talking about. and claimed that he was working for an organization that helped veterans. And I asked about his outfit. I said, well, why are you dressed that way? So you're trying to impose upon people the look of being a veteran. Isn't that deceitful? Well, that's what they tell us to wear, he said. Organizations like that upsets me, because it leads people to believe that they may be a veteran. And if somebody's not bold enough to just square off and ask, they'd be misled, and they might be donating to these people. We don't know where the money goes. Again, don't use a gift card. Do not use a wire transfer. Do not use any type of donation avenue other than a direct payment or a check. Of course, you can always call the Better Business Bureau. You can also call the Office of the Attorney General, Bureau of Consumer Protection, and ask if we have any knowledge or information about the organization. Here's one that's going to get everybody upset. Stolen Valor, military impersonators. Again, the person I was talking about at that table was pretty darn close to being that. If he had told me he was a veteran and in the military, I would have been trying to check out a little more details. You stand as an honorable person for serving our nation. You deserve everyone's utmost respect. And when someone pretends and impersonates a military personnel or a veteran, and they act as if they're in need of assistance, that is just horrific. Before you give, make sure the funding request is legitimate. Make sure the person you're dealing with is legitimate. Ask some questions. If they're impersonating a veteran or a member of the armed services, that is a crime here in Pennsylvania. We want to know about it. You can report that to the Office of the Attorney General, Military and Veteran Affairs Unit. They are available to you at 717-783-1944, or by emailing us at pavets@attorneygeneral.gov. We had a couple of cases come through the office, and one particular that I recall was a scammer. We talked with the U.S. Army Criminal Investigation Command to verify this person as being an impersonator, and our office brought criminal charges against that man. This guy, they go out there and they're using all sorts of different uniforms and flourishes and pins and buttons and rank and patches. And unfortunately, you can get some uniform patches and even some uniform shirts and clothing at flea markets, at yard sales, and online, even at the Army Navy store. It's so easy for someone to then parade around as if they're deserving of the respect of the public when they're not. In the words of the Attorney General himself, Josh Shapiro, this man's decision to lie about his military service and awards for personal gain is disgraceful. His actions not only violate the Stolen Valor Act, they dishonor the heroic women and men who have sacrificed to serve our country and who have been awarded the military's highest awards. By holding this individual accountable, our office is working to protect the honors of veterans and what they have earned. So, that's from the Attorney General himself. This case really, really bothered him, as it should. It should bother you, that anyone would be out and about, walking around and portraying themselves, if you will, as a veteran or a service member. So think about that. Don't pay for a service that's free, right? We know that some of the services for veterans are free of cost. Be cautious when you receive an unsolicited offer, especially one that's parading as a veteran discount. Do some research. Look up the information. Follow up. Check it out. When in doubt, we check it out. Look for referrals from other veterans. Talk to your fellow vets, fellow service members. Hey, have you heard about this? Have you used this particular product or service? Where did you find the help that you needed to track down the information? and work only with certified veteran organizations. And that's very important. I think that making sure that you're dealing with someone who's legitimate and certified is going to avoid you becoming a victim of identity theft, fraud, and scams targeting our veterans. And that is something we all need to be very, very focused on. Where is the source of the information coming from? Have I validated them? Can I find out if they have certification? Can I check with my local or state or federal Veteran Affairs office? What do we know about that group? Even do a simple Google search. You can go online and put in the word scam, fraud, plus in the name of an organization or a group or a particular service someone's providing you with or offering to you. And you can find out if other people have posted remarks about it as being a fraud or a scam and how they've responded to it. And make sure you report these always to the Office of the Attorney General, because we're here to serve you. Some takeaways. Again, the old time, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Reminder, don't give out personal or financial information to an incoming request. I always tell people, if your phone's ringing, don't go singing, right? Actively search social media sites to find out if a scammer is using your name or information. Yeah, believe it or not, we get a lot of these complaints regarding sweetheart swindles, romance scams. And when people are being targeted for a romance scam, quite often members of our military service, their photos and or names have been stolen from their other legitimate social media sites, from articles, from information that's in the press, information that's available on the internet. Pretty much everything and anything today is probably searchable online. And you being a great member of the military, you may have been honored at one time. Someone in your family may have mentioned you on their social media. There might be a picture that they're proud of their son or daughter who's serving abroad, and there's your picture, there's your name, there's where you're serving, what branch of the military you're affiliated with. It takes no time at all for a scammer to grab onto that and use it to then influence other victims. If I'm in a romance scam and I'm talking to a younger lady or an older woman, and I'm in that uniform, and it's not my photo, but I'm pretending it is, and I'm posting about the great work that we're all doing here with the United States military, and I'm going to get that person to start feeling sorry for me, feeling impressed by me, feeling true to be represented by me as a friend, to be a confidant. And I'm slowly just going to extract personal information and money out of that victim, posing as you, the service member or the veteran. Unbelievable. Happens all the time. Men and women are targeted, and it happens quite often. Folks, do that search. Look online for your name on social media sites. Look for your image. Do an image search on Google. Find out if your image or name is being misused by a scam artist. And of course, report that to the Office of the Attorney General. We want to hear about any and all fraud and scams, regardless if it's military related or not. You can let us know, and we're here to serve you. So on behalf of our Attorney General, Josh Shapiro, I'm Dave Shawcross from our Office of Public Engagement, and I thank you for your service to our country. Be safe, be well. One more time, our information for our Veteran Affairs Unit is 717-783-1944. Again, our website, www.attorneygeneral.gov. Email is available to you to contact us at pavets@attorneygeneral.gov. And that phone number one last time, 717-783-1944. Thank you, and be well.